Have you recently taken an interest in photography? Have you been looking all over the internet for a new camera? It's so confusing. There's so many different options. And are there even differences? Well, there are. So I'm here to make sure you make the best decision for your first digital camera. You want to make sure that you're getting the best camera possible to maximize your creativity and get you the best images for what you have. Typically for your first camera, you want an easy to use camera in order to maximize the camera's ability to get you an image and make sure that your creativity is being maximized. One of the biggest questions in choosing your first camera is what brand should I get? Typically, it's always a debate between Canon or Nikon. To make this easy for you, I'm just going to say Canon. Not because I really have a particular grudge against Nikon, but I find Canon, especially their lower end models, to be a lot easier to use than Nikon's entry-level cameras. Really, if you're a professional or you know what you're doing, you know what brand you want to get, then I'd just choose whatever you like or whatever features is most appealing for you and what you think is going to get you the best image. Canon has plenty of entry-level cameras, but you really want to look at them closely just to make sure that the features they have is going to get you the best picture and is going to be the easiest to use. This is just a Canon magazine that I happen to have. Typically, if you're just like going through the pages on these things, you can find plenty of features of these cameras. Or just on the website, really. This one has Wi-Fi, which is really easy to connect to your phone and download all the images. This one just shows its autofocus points, how many fast it shoots, just the processor. Pretty good camera. Just check those features out for every camera you're gonna get, you think. Another thing to consider when you're getting a camera is either to find a camera that has a crop sensor or a full frame sensor. Now the difference is pretty simple. The full frame sensor is bigger than a crop sensor. Here you can see the difference of the lenses. The lens needs to be bigger to cover a wider range on the sensor as opposed to a cropped image. And the full frame image is a little bit bigger, which means the pixels are a little bit spread out. Which already gives you a benefit as far as the images you're going to take. This is resolution comparison. It just pretty much, resolution is like just essentially how many pixels are in the image. The length times width of the image is essentially how many pixels you're getting, and how many millions of pixels is the megapixel count. Now this is how fast camera shoots, or an example of it's the 1DX Mark II. Shoots 14 frames a second, so it's pretty fast. That's not typical. This is a quick example of autofocus. Here's 60 Mark II. I'm just going to do a quick rundown of the features and just kind of give you a rough comparison of things. It has a 26.2 megapixel full frame sensor, so it's a full frame camera. It should be pretty good quality. Just right off the bat, you can see that. Below that you can see the 45-point all-cross type autofocus and dual pixel CMOS AF systems. Don't need to really worry about that too much unless you're shooting sports photography, but essentially the more points you have and the more spread out they have, the easier it's going to be to lock on to whatever you're trying to take a picture of, and the faster you get that image. And there's plenty of websites you can buy cameras off, whether it be eBay or the specific brand's own website. But if you're buying new cameras, I would suggest going to B&H.com. They have a huge selection of other things, such as like cameras and lenses, and really everything, really. You can go to your local shop, but if you don't really want to go anywhere, then you can just get the ship direct to your door, and yeah, it's pretty great. They have a wide selection of things, whether it's Canon or Nikon, or really any brand that you think is appealing, whether it be in features or really anything. They have a bunch of accessories, whether it's cars, batteries, tripods. They have a really good selection of things, which should satisfy really anything you need. eBay's good too. Obviously, it's resale stuff, used things, or just new things that have been purchased from other people. Here you can see me searching up old Rebel series cameras, which are, as you can see, pretty much $100 or less. Obviously, the newer you get, or better features, are going to cost a little bit more. But these older Rebel cameras are really cheap. I wouldn't really expect too much quality from it, but they're good to learn on. Here I'm searching up the T6i, which is a newer entry-level camera. It's pretty good. You can definitely find prices on eBay that are way cheaper than Canon's prices on their website, but they're still used. Here I am on the Canon website, just scrolling through some of the pages they have. So yeah, they have all their cameras here. I'm on the cheaper end of things here. Yeah, so I have the Rebel series cameras, which are pretty good. Always gonna find things that are at least over $500. This is probably the cheapest end, the SL2, which is a newer camera, but it's pretty good. Definitely good for entry-level people. It's really small. I think it's their smallest camera, or smallest DSLR. It has some good features, like that flip-out screen, the 24.2 megapixels there. Here's just a list of the things that it has. But yeah, it's a really good camera. Obviously, on Canon's website, they have all their cameras that are newer for sale, and obviously on any other brand website, they're gonna have their cameras too. So this is my first camera. It's an EOS Rebel T2i. I bought this about 2 years ago, but this was originally made in 2010. It's a good camera, and I had it. It was really good to use, really good to start off with. I don't know if I per se would recommend this camera, especially because it's really old by today's standards now. But you can find them for really cheap, and they have plenty of features that you need. So I'll turn it on here. Yeah, let's see, I can't remember exactly how many points, autofocus points this thing has. I think it has about 9. So it's pretty okay, but definitely not something you want to go do sports photography with, that's for sure. It has 18 megapixels, so maybe a little bit better than your average iPhone, but definitely gets more creative ability with this. You have the mode dial right here. So take control of your settings here, and yeah. Yeah, it's a good little camera. Most of these cameras come with kit lenses like this, 18-55. It's really pretty basic, but it got the job done when I had it, so yeah. So as with really anything you purchase in life, there's always going to be some accessories. These are speed lights, which are essentially just flashes, but if you're buying an entry-level camera, it's obsolete because they have built-in flashes. Yeah, so other than that, there isn't really too much extra things you can buy, because if you buy things new, it'll just come with every cords and stuff. But they don't come with tripods, so you're going to have to buy something like that aftermarket. Yeah, so here's some tripods you can find on Amazon. This is the one I have. It's a Mi Photo tripod. It's pretty expensive. You can definitely go and buy cheaper ones, but I wouldn't really expect them to last very long. I bought mine about a few months ago, like in December, and I'm still using it, so definitely the more money you spend on tripods, the better quality they're going to be. So, I hope this video was helpful in some shape or form. I'll be coming out with new videos at some point. The next video is going to show you essentially just how to use your camera, what all the features do, how it's going to help you get good pictures, and yeah, see you next time.